Furion. Ensnare is going to be able to catch him. Old 11 is just going to get bursted down underneath this Ensnare timing. Did not respect the Naga Siren well enough.
He didn't have enough mana to Chrono, so he had to pop his stick, and in the time it took him to use that to try to get away, it was already too late. He just ends up going down.
Still chasing Sumail. Jesus, all the way into the tower again. Victoria with the haste rune all the way into the tier 2, but Sumail's just so tanky. That's the big problem with the core Earthshaker, right?
Radiant's top tower.
Gotta throw so many spells at that thing to take him down. Strength gain is insane. 3.2. Also gets a 10 strength talent at level 10.
Meanwhile, Evil Geniuses have this really cool combination where they do Familiars for damage, and then they've got Treants as well as Naga Siren and Illusion to be able to tank tower shots. They're going to be able to get another Ensnare onto Old 11. He's going to be able to get the time walk away this time around. Really think he needs the rotation from his team, though. You don't want to lose to tier 2 this early.
I think it's quite difficult for LGD to straight up fight this, though, without Chrono and like an Ancient Apparition Ice Blast. I guess they...
Maybe he's going to try and take that tier 1 mid tower, but Sumail's pretty quick to rotate back to mid lane. He really doesn't really trade 1-for-1.
He can't stop him though, really. Echo, maybe.
Yep, goods him with the Echo, does have the enchant totem, get the stun, but Trapify goes off just in time. Unfortunately, there is still the chain stun of the birds. Arteezy has moved these familiars around beautifully. There is just too much from EG for these pushes. They're like throwing too much in the front lines, and LGD really don't have anything to be able to get there. Like, what do they do? Time walk, close here. They don't even have the damage to follow that one up, really. Not yet anyway, with the Ancient Apparition still at level 4, 10.5 minutes in.
Look at this army. It's just an army of creeps and like birds and trees and illusions. And you can't even look at that if you're LGD. Like, they're going to go for a trade. They get the tier 1.
Sumail is in position, though, with his Invis rune to be able to catch these heroes, especially with... Oh, baby, are you just going to get comboed? Oh, God! Enchant Totem, it does so much damage. Now they got the Ensnare onto Old 11 as well, with the Familiars able to chase him down. Yeah, they're going to give up on it. Looks like EG just going to be able to take the mid tower. Nope, they're still kind of chasing. They get the Familiar drop. No Fissure. Meanwhile, top lane, they do manage to kill Crit. Any Evil Geniuses I can think of.
Okay, Sumail.
Catch one here, almost pulls up Ame, gets the... Oh, he was halfway through that blink animation, but the nuke strikes him down before he can get away. Arteezy dominating streak. Now they're going to be able to get even more. Crit managed to get the combo onto Old 11, plus the birds dropping down the nuke. They just didn't have the damage this time around, but they can still kind of chase him. The sticky napalm, he turns around, gets out the time dilation, but here comes Sumail, and he's got the Echo Slam too. Fortunately, the silence goes down from Victoria. So it was definitely a weakness in their draft that they kind of exposed pretty early. Just kind of got exacerbated by the fact that they went for this last pick AM, which both you and I liked. It looks to be a good AM pick if he can actually get to that point. And they're struggling to actually get the farm for him. He's trying to take this tier 1 tower to get the Battle Fury, but the high ground push is already coming from Evil Geniuses. Look at Arteezy, and these Treants and Familiars go. Already down almost half HP on a tier 3 tower at 15 minutes.
He's got the items to frontline as well. He's got the Hood of Defiance. He's got the Medallion, almost the full Solar Crest. Once he gets those, killing him is going to be just... I don't even know if they can. Okay, so this is the way the siege goes down from EG. They have Universe potentially and Arteezy hitting a tower. And then the way that you want to engage is you want to Chrono the frontline heroes. But you can't, because there's a Naga Siren. Yep. So as soon as the song comes out, your form of initiation that is supposed to guarantee like this follow-up damage is just completely nullified because you won't be able to finish the tankiest hero on the team. Like 4 stacks of Gravekeeper's Cloak, a Hood and a Medallion, soon to be Solar Crest. There's just not enough damage.
Yeah, if anything, that positioning is turned against you, right? You're going to be a little bit forward past the tower, trying to follow up on that Chronosphere. The song goes down. Next thing you know, you're in a bad position in front of your tower, set up for a big Echo Slam or something from the Earthshaker. Currently trying to take Roshan right now. First one of the game.
That'll be real easy. This is probably just the high ground push as soon as this ends, or as soon as this dies, because the tier 3 bottom is exposed or dead. I guess
coming in hot fast with the smoke. They're going to be able to jump onto Old 11. They'll get the chain stun. Will he have to use Echo Slam? Yeah, he'll blow it just to make sure.
That just guarantees.
Yao, get out of there, Yao.
It just guarantees that they can't fight. Like, without Chrono, there's no chance.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Looks like Hero, take Roshan, Evil Geniuses. They're just very quickly checking all the boxes list.
The crazy thing about this game is Ame is still sitting atop the net worth, despite everything that's happening so far.
Yeah.
If EG, for whatever reason, blunder their push, there is an opportunity for LGD to come back into the game, for sure. The question is, how, like with the way their pushes go, might have to hold that thought.
Wow, they're really committing for this one, even though they don't have Echo Slam. And Crit doesn't have Lasso. Good silence out. No, and the cold feet, plus maybe almost finish them off, and they do manage to get the last little bit of procs. Or staff forward, maybe trying to get away to Crepify for the extra damage, but it doesn't actually kill that Sumail Earthshaker, and the Ice Blast doesn't land, which might have just been able to finish him off, but no such luck. LGD.
Alright.
The old offensive GG from Evil Geniuses. Quick little mistake from EG, as I'm sure they're spamming their
Radiant's
chat
bottom shrine is under attack.
right back.
Well, let's see. Can EG deal some damage here? Oh, I guess the Void spent his money.
Crit's gonna start moving forward with the Firefly while they're hitting on this melee racks. Ame's just gonna keep on pushing. He'll TP in if they get a really sick Chronosphere or something, but that seems unlikely. All these heroes in the back. Crit actually gets the initiation on Old11. They give him the Decrepify, a little bit of heal, but the magic damage is enough to be able to finish him off, and that just kills the whole entire team. Right, there's no way LGD can defend this lane of racks. So they give up on the idea. The rest of them go back to Shrine, except for the Night Stalker, who's going to be caught by the Dual Scepter. Hit by Sumail.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
And a quick rotation by EG into mid lane push now.
I'm not entirely sure if Ame even TPing home at this point matters that much. No. Like, look at this just army.
Back line, Sumail jumps again, catches maybe an instant buyback there. But they're not going to be able to take advantage of the defensive stance from EG. They're surrounding this tower. There's nothing LGD can do about it. Void's back up now. See if he can get the jumping. Chronosphere managed to catch two there, especially with Arteezy here way on the front lines. But there goes that Song of the Siren. Does manage to clip maybe at the edge of it too to stop that life drain. And now they're going to get on top of maybe, and he's really far forward. Sumail goes for it, actually backs himself away with BKB. Animates, they're going to be able to take down Sumail. He goes for the next one. Looks for Zai. He's decrepified up. Old11's in some serious trouble though. He's time locked forward and instantly is jumped on by Arteezy and the Birds. Now with the drops onto Ame, they bring him lower and lower. He's going to have to blink himself backwards, but Victoria can keep on moving forward with the Ice Blast landing on multiple heroes. Maybe they can actually take down Arteezy as well. Maybe another nuke with the Ice Blast. They finally take him down. That Aegis is gone, and so are the Familiars, and Gravekeeper's cloak ends. Arteezy's going to come back up, but he doesn't have that cloak, not a whole lot of charges on it. But fortunately, the sticky napalm makes it hard for Ame to chase. That's all they're going to be able to get off of that is 3 heroes from EG.
There was no AA blast to be able to be thrown out. We saw Zai with the counter initiation and the song. And you kind of think at this point, okay, well, EG can probably just run, but they don't. And now they're going to be going for more kills here on the side of EG as they manage to secure the kill on maybe. No buyback for a full minute. This is a bit of a bummer.
They catch Old11 as well. Sumail in range for the old Scepter. Victoria's got to stop this enchant totem, but he's not going to be there in time. They're teaming quick for the last so that is how many times in time walk, my friend? There'll always be another EG member in place. Ame not going to be hit by that Fisher. He's really hoping to be able to pick up his Manta before this next push, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, EG are relentless here.
Another lane of racks is space for Ame to get his next set of life.
It's so painful that they ended up losing the Void. He would have had Chrono Phase. Chrono just came off cooldown about a second ago. The BKB was up as well for Ame. There was potential for them to defend, but they went out of base and weren't expecting EG to be over across the map that fast. End up losing 2 integral heroes for the base defense, and now
there's a gigantic push coming in at top lane too.
You don't think about it, right?
You block the lasso, and obviously he turns around and actually lassos the bat, and then you're like, what, I can't right?
I would imagine
he just right-clicked an illusion, kind of revealed himself with the 4-man smoke. They just kind of have to hurry because they don't want to be losing too many of these racks. They're going to jump in now. They actually go straight for Sumail. He goes ahead, dual scepters himself up. Ami's still going to go for this round here. They have the vision a little bit late, but they are going to be able to catch Sumail in the trees. For the meantime, the rest of the fight rages on. Old11 is unable to get off his Chronosphere. So now Ame is in a bit of trouble. He's going to be controlled up heavily by the Birds. Victoria and maybe are still sitting inside as the helpers to the Standing Mages. He starts backing himself away. Victoria is going to have to be the one that goes down to help the AM escape. And now, doesn't have BKB. only has Manta coming up in 5 seconds time. That buyback is like enough to scare Evil away. Unless they can maybe kill here. And Prepify does stop a lot of the damage coming its way. The Universe still going to go for the right click and actually gets it with a Shadow Blade, but now Ame comes forward with the Manta, doesn't have the ultimate, and they do have the Song of Siren, so they get the extra kill. They can even, no, they're not going to set up for a Night Stalker. That'd be risky as hell, so they all TP away. A free pick on maybe's Pugna. I'll back up.
There is still a small chance for LGD to make their way back.
Who is this born-again Draskell that I'm talking to? You looked at it as they were able to survive without the face of Chrono. They're going to be able to kill Universe here, so 1-for-1 trade of. Oh no! Sumail, what happened? He messed up the blink. Wasn't able to get off the Echo Slam, and now, well, Victoria's still definitely dead, but maybe he's going to be able to get a lot of damage on his side. They're trying to finish him up so they don't have to worry about that Song of Siren. Not that he had it anyway. Ami's going to be able to take him out. Yao is going to be chased down by familiars. Run, Yao, you run! Run away from the birds! Ame, he turns and fights. He pops his BKB. He actually still had that one. He could go for Sumail. He's out of mana, so his damage is not doing nearly enough, and the physical damage from the birds is too much. Ame tries to get away, but it's no! He couldn't blink out. The familiars catch him first. The attacks are too fast. He does have a buyback. And there is Roshan up, so I'm not sure if Evil Geniuses are going to force that out of him.
What do you think about this Summon?
Because that would pretty much be a Blink Dagger. That would help him get off Chronosphere in these nasty situations.
I feel like he may regret that choice a little bit, but I don't know. It feels like one of those games where, okay, I blink Chrono, but there's an Aga Siren on the other team. So maybe his justification for not buying it straight away is, this is something that allows me to farm, I can be out on the map a little bit longer. You know, I'm getting some kind of guaranteed value, whereas the blink doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to win the fight. I think at this point, though, after having seen the way that everything has gone, that blink may have been the better option. But that guy is doing a tremendous amount of work. Like, given like the game that he's had, he's pretty much the one keeping LGD in the game.
Here comes the familiars. Force the pop darkness. So you see Old 11 on hard left-hand side here, looking for a free opening to a Chronosphere. Been the problem though, Evil Geniuses, the way they set up, they're really forcing LGD to come to them. It's very hard to adjust that time mark. Just 675 range to be able to get in position and get out the Chronosphere. Especially if you've got quick fingers. Like, you know, they've got a lot of instant stuns. And you also have that Orchid for the silence as well.
Oh, the birds are going to find 11 here.
Oh no! 11. They're going to go for the range tracks instead. Get some permanent damage, and it might just actually get the full range track. Familiars start running out of damage, so it's going to have to drop them down. But Arteezy himself is going to be gone on. They managed to get the Echo Slam, and there goes the Chronosphere. So the Song of Siren is going to be forced down here, but a really long range maybe pull is going to be able to take away that Aegis from Sumail's Earthshaker. He's in an awkward position. Triple drop from the Aegis Familiar is going to be able to catch Old 11, and they'll take him down. Ame pops his BKB, but it's unable to get any real good damage. In fact, the Familiars are doing too much to him. He has to go back to the fountain, and that leaves Evil Geniuses the opening to move forward onto these barracks. Maybe somehow has to defend this one melee Rax against these Treants and against these Familiars. Arteezy starts coming forward, roots up Victoria, and with all that damage, fortunately Decrepify, well, it doesn't actually save him because that just increases the damage from Arteezy's Soul Assumption nuke to finish him off. Illusions, Familiars, Ame has to find an opening, and he does get Universe, a big blast with the Ice Blast coming in. As long as it hit these heroes, oh my god, he actually caught the cheese just before the Ice Blast clipped him, so Sumail goes up to full HP. Ame, at half, not feeling comfortable, moving forward, has to go back to the fountain once again, but it does look like LGD have held. Once again, it cost them a tier 3, it cost them a range Rax. They're sitting on one last building against Megas, but LGD are grinding out survival for this next potential game-ending push. But I really love what they're doing. They're coming outside of the base. They don't want to let EG be able to get to the base. They want to fight outside of it. Here comes the Ice Blast coming in with the BKB. Timing's going to wear out. They hit the Ice Blast, but it's just not good enough. Song of Siren will allow EG to be able to kind of reset this fight, and Sumail just blows up the Night Stalker instantly. Ame in a questionable position, not really sure where he can go. He actually gets ensnared up by the Naga Siren and just kited around constantly. Sumail comes in, gives him a hit. GG is going to be called by LGD. They don't even wait for the end of it. They see there's just no way for Ame to be able to carry this one out.
The nail on the coffin there, Sumail with the enchant totem crit right into the face of that anti-mage.